Hi, welcome to another video today. So let's get started with our quote of the day. It's going to be Mark chapter 11 verse 24. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Okay, so that's our quote of the day. And today we're going to be working with creating dynamic parameters. So let's get started. Alright, so like what are dynamic parameters? So dynamic parameters in PowerShell, they allow you to design parameters, sorry, to define parameters at runtime, and you could add it could add some flexibility to your scripts, and or even functions. And so they're useful, like these parameters, they are useful like when you want to depend on some conditions such as like the current environment or inputs or configurations. So you can use that as those kind of parameters as the inputs. So I guess some of the key steps you could use the keyword like dynamic param. So that will define the logic of the dynamic parameters, and like inside of that dynamic param block, you could have like a function or a script, and they also have others like runtime define parameters like validate pattern, etc. So let's take a look at an example here. So what we'll do is we'll create a function and put in some dynamic parameters in it, and this will kind of show us how to use it. So first let's call this get dynamic param example. Alright, so this is the name of our function. And if you don't know how functions work, we have a video on that earlier on, so you could just go through the library that we covered functions. But pretty much, this is how you kind of create a function. If on pretty much like just a one-line explanation. So functions, they allow you to kind of reuse the same code and call it with inputs, etc. But in this case, we're just kind of extending on that function, just kind of showing you this part. So let's kind of define our parameters. These are like parameters are like inputs. Alright, so first we're going to do command let and then binding. Alright, and then we're going to put param. Alright, so that will kind of define where we're going to put this in. And then we're going to kind of declare like what we want for the dynamic parameters. So we'll call it dynamic param here. Alright, and then open the curly brackets here. And then we're going to define our first dynamic parameter. And what it could be is we could put it as maybe param dictionary. So this will be kind of like one of the examples that we'll use. And then alright, so it's just new object, and then you want to put the type name. Alright, so it's going to be system management automation runtime define parameter dictionary. Alright, and let's try. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're going to create a dictionary. So I'll just put a little comment here. So let's create dictionary, and to store like the dynamic parameters. Alright, so this is for this one we're gonna just store the parameters there, and then we're gonna have one that where we're gonna define like the dynamic parameter attributes. So let's create a variable for that one here. So that'll be attribute collection. All right, so and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna like put the actual object path that one. So it'll be this. So this one will be pointing the system collections object model collection and then the system attribute. Okay, and what this one will do, so this one will actually, this is where we will define the attributes. So I'll just put that here. All right, let me type out. There's some other parameters I still got to put in, like the validate set attributes, and then we're gonna do the create dynamic parameter code as well. So let me type all that in, and I'll resume. Okay, so let's kind of run through the code a little bit here. So we kind of did the first two. So we said like so in the dynamic param block here. So this block, so it runs like a runtime to generate the parameter itself, and then so the runtime define parameter, so that defines the parameter's name, the type, and the attribute dynamically. So that's what it's doing there. And then the attributes, so you can add an attribute like mandatory, validate set, or validate pattern. So that's where it's defined down here. Alright, so once we define all this, and so pretty much what we're going to do is it's pretty much going to add it to the dictionary, and then we're going to get that parameter out, and it should print out what we selected. Okay, so this is how we're going to call the function. So remember, this is the whole function here, and we named it get dynamic param example, and then we're going to call it with the parameter dynamic param, and then we're going to just put in the value option 1. So once you return, it should return option 1 here. So let's do that. There you go, and you can see the code here where it returned you selected, and the dynamic value that came back was option 1. Alright, so that's it. I mean, if you could also do more research on this dynamic creating dynamic parameters, and you kind of like I'm sure there are other examples as well that you could try, but this is pretty helpful here. So let's close off with our quote of the day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So it's going to be Mark chapter 11 verse 24. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Okay, so don't forget to read your Bible, and if you're not going to church, try to find a good Bible-based church, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.